I'm Nash Kirchoff with Brand Command, and welcome to the PrismaPro Method. Deep recesses and sharp curves can be a real nightmare unless we set ourselves up for success. Today, I'm going to be walking you through installing this PrismaPro on a Toyota Tacoma Fender. We're going to be talking about glassing the panel in sections and using the proper tension in the right areas so the film falls into place. All right guys, so we got the side of this Tacoma all prepped up. We've got our panels cut. We're gonna start it off with this fender here. You'll notice I have these edges taped off, and that's just so I can make sure to get a nice clean tuck into this fender flare as well as this headlight. I know I'm gonna need to do some work in here to get it nice and tight around this headlight, so just threw some tape in there to make that process go a little quicker. I'm gonna start by taping up our panel here, double checking that I'm reaching everywhere. We do not want to peel this and then have to reposition the whole fender. I'm going to take a little more off of this fender. I don't need this big flap in the front here. Also, I want to mark out my headlight here. I'm going to go ahead and make a relief cut here, just so once the liner's peeled, it's going to allow us to work around this headlight a lot easier. Peeling my liner, making sure to avoid creasing the film. Now to start, I just wanted to get some good horizontal tension on this, get this main area set up. We're gonna talk a lot about working in sections. I'm seeing this as my first section, and then we'll come down here and get this second section all glassed up. And come up here, and I don't want to just heat and push this around. We're getting hung up on the pillar here a little bit. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in here with my knife, being very careful to cut away from the vehicle. I'm just gonna take some of this extra material out of here, so you can see how much nicer that sits around the top corner of that fender. I do know I have a real sharp point here on the tip of this fender. I'm gonna pick this up. I'm just gonna shoot right for that corner. Just gonna lock down our high points here to avoid any adhesive dragging. Now I'm gonna come back down here. We're gonna glass out the second portion of this fender. We have this nice recessed area here. I'm just gonna give this a shot of heat. We're just gonna palm this whole thing in with my glove. This is gonna help us avoid buildup as well as adhesive lines. This is where I like a softer squeegee, so I'm able to conform the squeegee around the curves on the body of the vehicle. Now we're sitting pretty there. We got a real light wrinkle here. So I'm just gonna pop this up, just give it some tension straight down. That's all nice and glassed out. Working evenly around this fender. Now, I don't want to leave this bridged tight like this because that's going to create an adhesive line. So I'm going to make myself a few relief cuts here, being very careful to pick the film up off the vehicle as I make these cuts. Pick this up the rest of the way, and we can make it all the way down to the brake and the fender. Now we don't have to worry about any adhesive lines developing there. Finding the edge of my panel here. Same thing, picking this up to tuck into that body line there. Making a relief cut right on this corner to allow that film to hook down to the bottom of the fender. Always making sure to make a complete cut. That way, when we tug on this film, we don't have to worry about it tearing. I'm just gonna use a shot of heat down here in the corner just to relax this film. Make one last relief cut here. As I work my way back up, I'm just gonna start tucking this edge. So now we can start tackling this front corner area. You'll notice we have a little bit of buildup as the front of this fender curves down. So I'm just gonna give this a little bit of heat just to allow that film to relax. That initial horizontal pull we made here is helping eliminate that extra tension. You'll notice when I heated that, I heated past where I had that little bit of tension, and that allows this film to shrink up as well and actually pulls some of this extra material out of there. Now that we like how we're looking on top here, just loosening that film up, bringing it right to the edge, just working out any small bubbles we get along the way. You can always pop it up if needed. I know I'm already squeegeed down here, but I'm still starting below and going up to make sure we don't have any air right on this top body line here. Now we've got this whole top edge down and ready to trim. I want to start right here, right where this corner ends and falls into the headlight, because I know I'm going to get a little bit of buildup there. So I want to try to split that and spread that into these two recessed areas. Warming up all the way around it to allow these recesses to shrink up. So we can take that material and spread it each way. That tucked nice and tight to the headlight. I've got a few little wrinkles in this corner. They're not on the body, they're in between the body and the headlight. But I know if I try to make a cut through there, we're gonna get a jagged cut. We don't like jagged cuts. Now that we have that opened up, can use a little bit of heat on that corner. Let that shrink around. And very similar to a PPF corner, I'm cutting the tip of that corner nice and flush and then leaving the rest of it with a flap to wrap around the body. Similar to wet app PPF, I'm cutting those corners just far enough on the bottom side to cover the paint, but we don't want it to wrap all the way around, because that's when we end up with all those wrinkles on the bottom side. That's when we're worried about the film popping back. So just bring it around the tip of the fender, or the tip of the corner, and then just cut it flush on the bottom side. Coming back in here with a shot of heat, you can see how we got that nice hook around this corner, and when I gave it that heat, it just sucks itself, it just rolls right into the body. Whenever we see that, we know we're good. That's the film hugging the body. Just working my way back and forth through this headlight area, making sure that this edge is fully sealed down. On this fender to bumper edge, I'm gonna ride the fender or the bumper side to give myself just a little bit of film to roll into here. This film being thicker than vinyl, we don't want 2 layers of it smashed against each other in a gap that's already very tight, because we can get what's called puckering. That's where when 2 panels slightly move against each other and that film is introduced in there, it can actually pick that film up and create a line of wrinkles along the edge. Again, paying attention to the angle of my blade, going nice and slowly. Make sure we get a nice clean cut there. I'm gonna pick the film up just a little bit here so I can finish my cut all the way out. Always making sure to heat seal our edges. I'm gonna set this one up with my glove just a little bit. Come in here with my flex stream. Get all the way up under that headlight. Come all the way down. Now we can really focus in on getting this flare tucked nice and tight so we can make that cut. Fully picking up the film and relaxing it all the way in. I'm gonna do this all the way down to the bottom edge of the fender, and I'm gonna make one continuous cut all the way back up. Always clicking a blade before I cut. Body position is important while you're cutting. You'll notice every time I start to get a little bit ahead of myself, I stop, I reposition my body, and then I continue my cut. And seal the deal.